for Black girl nerds.
Hello, ladies.
Hi.
I'm very happy to see your beautiful faces in one of my favorite shows of all time. And, giving it another little splash, giving it a little color. You know what I'm saying? I really, really enjoyed it in the reboot. Haskiri, I'll start with you.
Yeah.
You're stepping into this. We find out early on that you're going to be the student body president, and you are charged with ushering in this new era of Bayside High School. Stepping into a franchise like this that so many people have loved before, is there a pressure to up it even more beyond your A game, or what are your thoughts going as we get ready for the premiere?
Definitely. I feel like there's some pressure just because the show has such a amazing following. I mean, every time I tell somebody, "Oh, I'm Daisy on Saved by the Bell," they're like, "What? That's my favorite show. I watched it growing up." There's almost a feeling in me where it's like, "Well, I hope we make you proud with what we did." Everyone on the cast really is passionate about it. The writers were amazing, so I think there's a pressure of making sure that somebody is proud of a show that they grew up on that brought back so much nostalgia to them, that they, maybe it helped them through tough times. It was maybe Saturday morning cereal and that was their kind of cartoon. So there's a little pressure, but I feel very confident that we like execute it wellly, and being able to play Daisy as a Latina, it just means a lot to me to see that kind of representation on screen for sure.
I love seeing it too, because I mean, it reflects a more modern of what high school really truly looks like, even in those outlying areas.
Mhm.
Alycia, the same for you. You also get to represent, you get to represent for the Latinas, you get to represent for the Black folks who were largely missing, except for Lisa on Bayside at Bayside High School back in the day. What is it like for you to be able to carry the torch and usher in, and represent a group of people we don't get to see enough?
It's an honor. Echoing what my beautiful castmate Haskiri said, it's definitely pressure because so many people know the show and have such nostalgic and warm feelings about it. But it's an honor to be able to usher in this new type of narrative with our characters on a show that already so many people know and love. It's truly a blessing, and I know none of my castmates take it lightly, the fact that we're able to be a part of this show that has so many viewers all over the world, but in a new way. And then specifically as people of color and two Latinas on this show, getting to spearhead it in a way is just such a blessing. And hopefully that we can uplift other people that look like us and are from our communities, especially because we're accustomed to not always seeing ourselves on screen. So it means the world to us, and being able to share this journey with another Latina, another confident, proud Latina, has made it even sweeter.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Scary. Stepping when I looked at the, doing the table read is one thing, but then when I finally saw you guys on the set and it's all the little burger joint and the school itself, it still looks very true to the old show. Well, did you have a little kind of like a time warp or a mind trip when you step into something that you've seen many times and now you are on that thing?
I mean, for sure, when I first stepped into the Max, they were still kind of building it on the sound stage. And I was fangirling over everything. I was like, it was like this big maze, and I was just a little girl just running through this construction site at this point. And everybody's like, be careful, be careful. But it was a moment of like realizing, wow, my dreams are actually coming true. I saw this on TV. I've always wanted to be an actress. Being able to step foot into it was a surreal moment. It was like I had to take a moment for myself and say, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud that I can represent the Latina community, playing Daisy, being able to play this lead. I want to make sure that I take up the right amount of space and still create space for those around me, for Alycia, Josie, the rest of the cast, because all of our stories are so important. So I think definitely coming back into the Max, there's a lot of like nostalgia that comes attached with that, and emotional roller coasters. Like you're happy and then you're kind of sad, strangely. But it was great. It was really, really great.
That's terrific. And lastly, Alycia, it's still a comedy, but you guys are sharing some really important messages about displacement, assimilating and those types of things. What do you want to make sure you convey to the audience?
For sure. I think a lot of themes that we discuss in our show are very serious and aren't comedic things. And I pray that our show is able to efficiently progress those conversations and not poking fun at them, but having it in a way that could be understood and spoken about by families in all parts of the country and hopefully in all parts of the world. I think something really beautiful that our show does is talk about these really large themes and things of large severity in a comedic way so that people of all different ages and perspectives can discuss. So I pray that people are able to enjoy our show and then continue those conversations at home, whether it be about equality and representation and having preconceived notions about people that don't look like you or don't come from the places that you come from. That was personally my favorite part of being a part of the show, is the fact that we are comedic and slapstick things that do happen in our show. But at the end of the day, each episode has a conversation that I think most people aren't always exposed to. So it's an exciting ride. And I think that's a conversation that our castmates and I always had, that these are really serious issues happening in the real world. I think I spoke to you previously. We have seen it in our own communities. Busing and lack of funding in schools are real issues. And hopefully by our show talking about them, it allows other people to continue the conversations and be a part of the change around them when it comes to improving the world that we live in.
Absolutely. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. Thank you. I enjoyed you greatly. Have a great premiere and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Have a blessed
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerves. Better shake your booties for black girl nerves.